I thank you all for being patient with me. I'm trying to wait for Pam to come on. Oh, I see you, Pam.
Oh,
Um,
oh, okay.
we had experienced some technical difficulties with the app, and I had to go to tech support. So we had anticipated a whole lot more people being on, and I'm trying to reach out to them and let them know to come on now. Um, Pam, I'm trying to download the picture for
Okay.
the. Good morning, good evening, Barry.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, brother. As soon as I get this picture downloaded, then we're gonna start. We're gonna wait. We're gonna be respectful of you all's time. Tell me if you all can see this picture. As soon as I get this picture downloaded, then I'm gonna start. Can y'all see that picture?
It was something up there, but then it disappeared. But I don't think it wasn't the picture.
It's a great screen.
Yeah.
How about now?
No. You want me to email it to you, Michael?
I have it on my screen. No, I'm trying to figure out why you all can't see it.
Okay.
You can see everybody. Hold on, let me take it off. So everybody be on. That's Mike. So he pulling up the board so he can explain how this thing gonna go.
There
So
we
yeah.
go.
Y'all see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, Before I introduce Pam, I want to say welcome you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited. I'm so excited as if the first time I entered the Susu community, where I couldn't sleep, eat, or breathe. I can only think about the Susu community. And with that being said, I want all of us to know that what we're doing now is another opportunity for those of us who have ongoing communities, who may have been experiencing some stalls or what have you. We're not abandoning our home community. This is another foolproof method of how to gain finances and resources and also create collaborations with other communities so that we can go back to our other community, to our home communities and save those communities. What I mean by that is saying this. Um, $500 within 1 month would get you $63,000. When you have that type of revenue on standby, it allows you to do things more methodical, with more planning, with financial resources to be able to go ahead and resurrect some of our communities. Most of our communities is not uh, what I want to say dead. It's just it came upon a stumbling block, and this allows us to do certain things. One, it allows us to do sponsorship uh, things in our communities to help build and refuel our communities. But the most important thing I want you all to get out of this, once I turn it over to Pam, is the collaboration. This is grown folk business here, y'all, family. The $63,000 is absolutely real. And in it, you can get it in a month. She's going to explain the process. She's going to show you how she did it and how her team is doing it. But it's don't get intimidated um, about the process because I had to go through several Zoom meetings to understand the process so I can be able to explain it. I can explain it now more thoroughly, but I asked Pam to come on because she's been in it longer than I have. She's been coaching our team who's now getting ready to enter. We already have one person in it, and we already have our core seven. Um, Remember that language, core seven. And she has the experience of benefiting financially already in this process. So I want you to take the takeaways from what I'm giving you right now is collaboration, teamwork, working together. Nobody's stealing anybody from any other communities. We're actually merging our communities and we're going back with $63,000 with not only financial wherewithal to rebuild and restructure our communities, but we have new partnerships. And so this way we can go ahead and say, for example, my man Barry is on the line right now. He has a board that myself and a couple other people are in on his board. Where their board is $2,000 to get you $14,000. Why you say $14,000? Because it's an automatic regift. So your other $2,000 that would have gave you $16,000 is automatic regift, and he has been doing some great things in his community. But like all other communities, we do come across things where we have to assess, address, and arrest. And so when we do those things, the most responsible thing that we can do as a community is find answers and solutions to help our community. And we as a community, I know everybody is not black, but however, in our communities, this concept of uh, financial and economic sharing is foreign to some, to the few that get it. We want the masses to join a board so that we can go ahead and merge our communities and we ensure our success. This is not about no dirty snatch, taking other people from the communities. This is all about collaboration. With that being said, family, I'm going to introduce you to a young lady who has been walking us through this process. We have been getting on her nerves. We've been asking questions like, Pam, I still don't get it. Yellow, green, what all this mean? Orange. And she explained it to us like we were 3 year olds. And so we finally got it. We're excited. And those who are um, up under the sound of my voice understand this. It's not by osmosis. This is not a gimmick. This is not a pyramid. It takes work. But the beautiful work that it takes is us collaborating, working together, and building teams. When you work together as a team and everybody does their job, two people, and I'm going to tell you all, there is a plan that absolutely has been proven to work, a sponsorship plan that will help some of the people that may be apprehensive, that may have got burned in other groups or what have you, that will absolutely work. But in the bigger group that we in, they use the language one or two people. We don't use one or two people. Everything that we use is absolutely two people. We're not deviating from two people. When we do that, we ensure our success and we have an overflow of people waiting to get in our community. Now, hailing all the way from Ohio, our beautiful sister has lent us her time to explain the process. Pam, I only have this one picture. I hope that everybody can see this picture. Pam, you have been in the
Hello,
process.
everybody.
Hey, Pam, you have been in the process for a couple of weeks now, and now you're at the $20,000 mark. Please tell people from point A to how you got there and what you'll anticipate next week. Go ahead, Pam. The show is yours.
Okay. All right. So basically, when I started, I joined the community in August. It was August the 23rd, which was on a Sunday. On that Sunday, I had gifted $500. And I was excited. I was excited because I was going to be gifted a large amount of money that could allow me to do some things in my life that I wanted to accomplish. So once I gifted that $500, I stayed in that group. That following Sunday came around and I was gifted $4,000. Out of that $4,000, it is a must that you give back to the community. You give back, uh, what is it? You give back 2,500. Thank you, thank you. You give back 2,500 and you keep 1,500. So you've already got your $500 back. So now you have $1,000. Okay. And so then the following week came, which was the 6th. On the 6th, I was gifted $20,000 and I had to give back $6,000. This week coming now, this Sunday, I will be gifted $48,000. I am so overjoyed to be receiving this gift. So here is the process. The process is, as I said, you come into the group, you gift your $500, and then you add two people. The two people that you add will add two people. So now I have six people under me. So myself, the two people that I added, and then the two people that I added two more people. So that became six. And then with myself, I make number seven. And now I have formed my core. So the core is the center of this flower. Reggie is exactly in the center. And then the green where London is and all around there. The orange where LaKendra is around there, and then the yellow around where Reuben and Sam and Myron and Michael, all of that is the core. And do you guys see where the lines break off? If you count those circles in between, you will see that there are 6 circles. And then, so let's look at where Danny is. Danny is actually over on the left side of the screen. And then he has 4 circles at the bottom, 2 circles above it, and then the yellow where Danny is. That's 7. That is the core 7. So that's what happens the first week. Second week,
Somebody please mute their phone, please. Everybody mute their phones, please.
okay, so anytime you guys need me to stop and give more details, just let me know. So when week 2 comes, this board splits up. The core stays the same. So let's just say that the core now is the motherboard. All of these other small 7 cores around will split off and form new boards. So there will now be 8 boards. Okay, so that's what these circles are around them. So that is the second week. The second week, I am gifted $20,000. I will give back $6,000 and keep $14,000. Okay, so that's the second week, and everything just repeats itself. So now this core here where Danny is, it broke off, and now Danny is in the middle. He takes the place of Reggie. And the 2 orange take the space of these 2 oranges. And then the green take the space of the green around here. And that is your core 7. And so now what's going to happen, the people that are in the green, they are now going to bring their 2 people. And when they bring their 2 people in, they're going to line up in the yellow, right around where Danny and Reuben is. That's where they're going to go. And these are the people that the greens are bringing in. They bring the yellows in around. And then they start bringing in their 2 people. And then their people start bringing in their 2 people. And it just repeats itself. And then you get to week 3. When you get to week 3, you're going to be gifted $48,000. Now you're wondering, how can this happen? It's simple. You follow the process. What the process is you come in, you bring 2 people, and the 2 people that you bring in bring 2 people. And so you say, wow, that seems so easy. And you are absolutely correct. It is easy. But the way that these boards get filled up the way that they are is because of teamwork. And Michael's mentioned that about the teamwork and the hard work. The hard work is making sure that you communicate with everybody. You want to communicate with all of the people on your team. If you have extra people that you need to bring in, you set those people to the side, because at the end of the day, you want this whole board to be filled up. And your bank account can look like mine. Oh, I love going in there seeing what my balance is. I absolutely love it. And that's what I want for you guys. I want you guys to take this information here and be able to absorb it. If you have questions, I don't care if you be like, no, this is too stupid, I'm not going to ask. Nothing is stupid. You will never know the answer to anything unless you ask. You will never succeed in everything and anything that you're trying to do without having all of the answers. It's just like putting the puzzle together. If you're missing 1 or 2 pieces, the puzzle is not complete. And we want to make sure that this is complete. Okay, so does anybody have any questions in reference to how the board works and how you maneuver within the core of this circle?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding moving, once you go to the outer level of the green,
Mm-hmm.
all the way on the outer aspect of the green, do
Mm-hmm.
you always stay within your same people, or do you have to continue to get new people?
Okay. You will always stay with your core. So once this board here that you're looking at, once that board, once it splits up, the board that the people that were in the core in the middle of it, that board is closed. It's completely closed, and new boards have opened up. So if your board completes, if you're within this core 7 around the perimeter,
Mm-hmm.
then you will go with your core 7. So Danny is one of he is in the yellow. He's going to take the 2 oranges with him and the 4 greens. And with himself, he will now have his 7 core. And now they will move into this circle. And then this circle, and here's where it builds, and this is where the teamwork starts, because Danny can't do everything by himself. He needs his team. He needs his core to support him, to communicate with him, to get on that phone, get those people in, invite people into the community, allow them the chance to see what a good community this is. Allow them to see that you guys work as a team. And as long as you do that and follow the process, and there is a process, and I think Michael may want to touch a bit on it first. And if he needs me to jump in there, I'll definitely jump in. But for right now, as long as you follow this process step by step, there's no way you can lose in this. I had it done for me. I am a success. I'm waiting on this last payment, and I'm going to be in it to make sure that everybody gets to where I am, and I'll be able to guide you along the way.
Can I ask a question? So when you finish your process, does your process keep going over and over? I mean, how does that work after you're done with your, I mean, like
Okay. So
when you
basically,
finish?
after it's done, you can wait for, because you want the boards to close out. So I
Uh-huh.
just want to say that the thing is that once your board closed, that doesn't mean that you fall off. You have an
Okay.
upline and you have a downline. The downline are the people around the perimeter of the circle, the oranges and the greens down there. That is your family. So just because the core is done and your board is closed out, you still want to follow the rest of your family and make sure that they succeed just as you've
Okay.
succeeded.
Okay, gotcha. So you
Mhm.
can just actually start your community with 7 members of your family.
You are absolutely correct.
Okay.
You are
Okay,
absolute,
gotcha.
and I'm going to tell you, this here is something that you definitely want to do with your family. You want to do
Uh-huh.
this with your family and your close friends, because with family you can trust. Close friends you
Exactly.
can trust. Now we have
Hmm.
families members and we have relatives. So the family members we trust, the relatives, and we have our close friends that we trust. So as long as you stay within that and don't try to bring a stranger in, then you can get this. I am
Proceed.
confident
Okay.
that you can do it. Most definitely.
Okay, thank you.
You are so welcome. Does anybody else have any questions? Uh, there has to be somebody with some questions.
And let me say this, Pam, and you correct me if
Uh-huh.
I'm wrong, right? I want people to
Okay.
understand this, right? Your first job is to bring in 2 people, right? Would
That
you
is
have to,
correct.
if you would, you do, if do you have to continually bring in 2 people? Not if everybody that you're bringing in do their job. So this is for the grown people only. If everybody does their job, it takes away the stress from everybody else. Now, here's a key thing. Even though you see Danny's name, so we already have a flower, but we didn't put it up there that would got our names on there. Because Pam was at work and she wanted to send me something real quick, so she just gave me something. But Once you come on and you bring in your people, right? You're Don't delegate all the responsibility to one person in your team. Everybody is in leadership position. So you may have a person, the main thing is to stay in contact with each other. So I want you all to pay attention to these little arrows right here. This is your flower. This is a combination of flowers, but the core seven is the glue to all of these different
Mhm.
flowers. So London is a part of the core seven, right? London brought in Danny and Terrion. That's their people. But guess what? London is cool with Ray because Ray is part of the core seven. So this is Ray two people. This is Trevor two people. This is, I can't read the name, Cameron two people. But all these people are connected to the core seven. But your line is where you fall in. So Danny then brought in two people, and then Danny, I mean, my glass is not in. Taran and Nika brought in two people, and they paid the green, which is London, right? Now the only people that's going to split is Danny, Taran, these people in the outer yellow. You see the flowers out there? They're going to have their own flowers. But guess what? They're taking their core seven with them. So now their core seven, the two oranges that's with Danny, is now the two oranges right here in their core seven. These greens
Mhm.
are now the greens right here in their core seven. And they build their flower off the last people, core seven, bringing in their two, and so on and so on. And you bring in your core seven, and it's easy to fill up once you keep it. Uh, Once you communicate with everybody, they explain the process. You explain the process, and it's week by week process. So right now, I'm gonna give you an example. Um, we have already our core seven established. We got one or two to solidify because we have positions, the people that want that position, but we want to identify strong people. This is why I went after the pastors. This is why I went after people like Coach Barry, who y'all don't know was in the NBA. So he played professional basketball, so his resources are strong. He actually coaches my daughter, who's the WNBA and all the colleges is looking for her right now. So his networking circle is strong. He has his own board, right? So he can bring his board members over, get some of the $63,000, and go right back to his community and help fuel the fires in his community. These are the type of the people that you want to try to attract. However, it doesn't have to be that big. If you get your family members that you know are dependable and trustworthy, and come on, man, $500 is your risk, and your reward is
Mhm.
$63,000, and your work is inviting people that you care about and love. It's non. It just makes too much sense to me. So don't get intimidated by all of these little flowers. Focus on your area, and when you do your job and everybody else do their job, everybody's successful. And like Pam said, once you create your first flower, that's the model flower. So all these people, Terrion, Myron, Sam, all these people in these outer yellows, when they get their on board, they're the only people that got to pay Reggie, right? They're tied to Reggie. So once they get paid,
Mhm.
they re-gift Reggie. But everybody
Yep.
else in your circle pays you. So you're paying somebody, let me get away from that language. You're gifting somebody that you know. And then, like she said, two things, and I'll go back to you, Pam. And like she said, once you come out of it after your final week and you get your $48,000, remember you invited your family and friends. You do not abandon them. You want everybody to go through the process. Even if the process is you coming on and you giving a testimony of how you got your money to keep people encouraged, how you did it. Um, there's a sponsorship program that we'll talk about later, but it's absolutely beautiful. But in our sponsorship program, we're going to be strict. You have to bring two people right away once you accept the sponsorship. And the last thing I want to say is that you can't not get back into this for 3 to 4 weeks after you come out of it. Here's the beautiful part about that. Your work is minimized now because everybody that came through with you, your core seven, except for the first person, except for Reggie. Reggie will always get paid before his core seven, a week in advance his core seven. The rest of your core seven get paid the same week. All their week 2 is the same. All their week 3 is the same. All their week 4, I say week 4 because you start off at 0, and your week 3 is actually week 4. So you can't start off at 0 as a fire, and week 4 you come up out of it. But my point is, after you come up out of it and all of your people, your core seven get paid, y'all gonna all get that 48,000 at the same time, except for Reggie. Reggie will be in a week in advance of you all. He'll come out before it. You wait 3 to 4 weeks and you come right back. And guess what you're doing? You're pushing the people on the latter end of your family and friends through. And you're doing it with a process which your team is already established. Y'all already got y'all money, and you ain't got to go out and do that hard work no more. Y'all just following each other. And so now you're talking about $63,000 or $64,000, and you do that times 2 within 5 months. You're looking at $128,000 within 5 months. It's real, it's attainable, but you cannot invite people who have doubt, trepidation, or who don't want to do the work. It all boils down to everybody involved bringing 2 people. Bottom line, you can't get away from it. So you invite 2 people who understand that term. I got to get 2 people. And when you do that, it ensures everybody's success. Once you complete a board, just like this, it's all about you all completing boards. And it's simple. Everybody, Danny, Terrion, Myron, Sam, all these people in the yellow, they go get their core 7 because the other core 7 are already formulated in that first model. And then you get a model, and your model is to let you know who pays you. Once you complete your board and everybody in your core 7 complete your board, it'll let you know who pays you. Go ahead, Pam. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Anybody
no
else have?
problem, no problem. Did
Did I
anybody else
mess,
have any questions?
did I mess up anything, Pam?
You did not. You explained everything just the way it was to be explained, on down to who was going to pay who. Your board is actually going to let you know who is to pay you your gifts. And I'm sorry, not pay, but gift you. So, for an example, you see Ray, Myron, and Sam are underneath Ray. That's who brought Ray brought Myron in, and Ray brought Sam in. Okay. Myron brought Erica and Kendra. And then Kendra brought her 2 people. And Erica brought her 2 people. Same way over here with Sam. Well, guess what? From Stephanie C all the way over to, who was that? D. Kenny? I'm sorry, I'm not good with names. They're going to pay Ray. These 8 green people are going to pay Ray. Where Katrina is, from where Erica is, all the way over here to Michael, they're going to pay Trina. This is like the most wonderful opportunity that anybody can get, to get this kind of money in 3 days. Oh my God. It is definitely a blessing. Definitely a blessing.
3
And
weeks.
everybody, that's it, 3 weeks. 3 whole 21 days. 21 days. Add it up. You got the 1,500 that you get to keep on week 1. You have the 14,000 you get to keep on week 2, and then you get 48,000 on your last week, week 3. You add all that together, and you have 40, you have $63,000. I mean, to go buy you a home, do remodeling on your home, go buy you a car, not go pay a car note, but literally go buy you a car and forget about having a car note. You can start your own business that you always wanted. Whatever it is that you wanted to do in life, this will give you the start to do it. Whether it's to pay on your kids' tuition, whether it's to pay off school loans, if you have furniture bills, car notes, people, come on. You bring your two people, allow your two people to bring two people, and their two people to bring two people, and you will have a successful board.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So it looks like, am I right? It's a total of 63 people in this
I
graph?
want to say it is a total of 58 or 56.
56.
Okay,
56.
56.
So would you say it would be safe to have the 56 people all in process already, all ready to go before starting this?
No, ma'am. You know why? If everybody does what they're supposed to do, then it's going to work. If everybody does what they're supposed to do, it will work. So if you go to somebody and you say, hey, I have a great opportunity for you where you can be gifted $63,000. What you want to do is make sure that you bring two people
Are
with
y'all on the
you.
call? On the call? What call?
What you want to do is make sure that you bring two people with you. And then they'll say, oh, well, it's going to be hard for me. Nobody's going to believe it. And the thing is you don't want to sit out there and try to make a person a believer. You say, okay, well, I got the opportunity to do it, and I just want to pass this opportunity on to you. It's truly a blessing. What you do then is you go ahead and you find out when the next Blue Jean call is going to be. You want to make sure that you get them connected to that so that they can see the presentation and understand what this is about. If you try to explain it to them, I know for me, when I tried to explain it, I didn't know what I was telling these people. I just invited them to the group and that was that. But then I realized you have to go a little step, you got to go a little further. You can't just invite them to the group. You have to invite them to the group, give them the opportunity to watch the video. After they watch the video, then you need to make sure that you give them the same tools that were given to you. And that's the tools of being successful in this group. So you don't have to have all these spots filled before you put them on the board. No, ma'am. You want to put these people on the board as they come and allow them to get the same experience that you received.
Okay.
And
Thank
to
you.
add on to
Mm-hmm.
what she's saying is this, right? Um, this thing is so beautiful. You have Sunday to Sunday to identify your people, right? You have a week's time. Everything is on schedule with this.
Mm-hmm.
This is grown folks' business, like I said. Every Sunday, you got to go ahead and have your people there. You have to have your two people there. Now, if you're fortunate to identify your core seven right then and there, right? The people at the bottom green, right? It would be wise for them to know that the next following Sunday, I can come in with my core seven. What you doing? What are you doing with your core seven? These the same people that you care about, that you want to get paid the same time that you do, with the exception of, because they're going to be somebody else's core seven, the last four. But the exception is they're going to be 1 week in advance of you. But you bring in your people that you care about. So this is not for you to bring your kids in, um, unless your kids got a circle of group of people that got $500 that got integrity. But if they don't, it's not for you to bring your kids in this type of thing. It's about bringing responsible, mature, integrity, personnel into your community that you know that you all can rock with each other, you can depend on each other, and even if you fall short, you will rock with each other to get that other person because it affects the whole. And so remember, once you get your core seven down, you've satisfied your thing. Now you got to help your perimeter people on your core 7 to make sure that they get their people. So you don't invite just anybody because they want to come aboard. Hey, sir, ma'am, it's a beautiful opportunity, but can you get 2 people? You can? Okay, this is for you. Oh, I can't get 2 people, but this is not for you. You come back a little bit later when you can get 2 people, but right now, this is not for you because we all experienced that when people can't do that, it holds up the masses. So you only address people that are strong-minded, they're positive, and guess what? The positivity will carry on into your work. And when you think you can't do it, your positivity will kill that thought and that doubt process in you, and you will absolutely do it.
Okay, thank you.
So is that 14 people all together when you say you need 7 people? I mean, and each 7 person has to bring in 2 people?
Okay, so think of it like what we do in our flowers, right? Each
Uh-huh.
flower takes 15 people, right?
Okay.
Your last 4 people, the last greens of your
Uh-huh.
7, they got to go
Uh-huh.
get 8 people. That's 2 people apiece. 4 people got to bring.
Okay.
That's a flower. Your flower is now complete.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
You completing the flower. So each one of those little perimeters on his lines is a flower.
Uh-huh.
So everybody's building a flower. So you don't have to go get 56 people. You have to make sure you get your 15 people and your people in your core 7 get their 15 people and so on and so on. But we're looking at it too far in advance. Focus on your 2 people that you know
Uh-huh.
that can get 2 people, and your job is done. That's the main thing you focus on is focusing on getting 2 people that you know can get 2 people. Hey Pam, do
Okay.
you think it's too early right now? And I'm gonna ask Alpha this and Shiva this. Is you too early right now to share with them the sponsorship program?
Uh, yeah, I think it's a little too early only because I don't want them to get confused.
Okay.
I want them to fully understand the process. And I just want to touch on one thing. You want to get your 2 people, and then you want to continue to line people up because the reality of this is anything can happen. We can have a storm, we can have a tornado, anything can happen. And then people are out of money. They don't have the money. But then you look over and you say, oh, I have 2 more people that I can put in that spot. Okay. Because ideally, that's how you help your team succeed. And at the end of the day, if they don't bring their people in, somebody has to get those slots filled. So always work on getting your 2 and then always be on the lookout for other people. You don't just want to stop at 2 because you want to be very successful at this. Anything
Okay.
can happen. Those 2 people that you bring in have to pay their money. If they don't pay their money, then how can you get gifted? They have to give 500 in order for you to be gifted. So they don't need to be on the board if they can't pay the money. But yeah. So let me just ask this: does everybody understand this process? If
Yep.
everybody understands this process, then we can actually go on to another strategy to make sure that your board is complete. Okay, you want to start it off, Michael, or
Okay, I started off.
okay?
So I want you all to look at that core 7. Remember, the core 7 is the people with the green, the 4 greens, the 2 yellows, 2 oranges, and the 1 yellow. That's the core 7. The other 8 surrounding them will have their own boards once this board is filled up, right? So if everybody in the core 7 um, agree to sponsor 3 people in their first week of getting gifted, not week 0, week 1. Week 0 is when you come in. Week 1 is when you get gifted. If everybody in the core 7 agree to sponsor 3 people, right? That's 21 people. But in your sponsorship, they will only sponsor people who can get 2 people. That's 42 people right there. It only takes 35 to fill up that board. So you have a 7 people surplus that you can put somewhere else in your downline, right? To ensure
Absolutely.
this, to ensure the process keeps going. Not 1 or 2 people, 2 people. If you accept this sponsorship, bring me your 2 people right away. You fill up that the outer perimeter greens, you on to the next board and you helping somebody else in your downline. Remember, everybody attached to you is part of your downline on your particular circle. So say uh say Trevor, he's in the first original core 7. He's not far removed because if Kelvini or Perez don't do what they're supposed to do, it's going to eventually trickle up to Trevor because these are the people that's going to pay Trevor. So you want to continue to help the people in your downline so that everybody gets their payout. Now, with that sponsorship, you take the 25 that you was going to regift and you regift it to your upline, the person you came in paying. So now that they get their $20,000, what did you lose? You just didn't get your 1,500. You didn't come out of pocket with your sponsorship. You just didn't get your 1,500 right there. You donated your 1,500 to 3 people that brought 2 people. How do you get it back? When they go into their week 2 and get their $20,000, they give you their $500 back. So instead of giving uh, 6,000, they give them 6,500. 500 to you, the 6,000 to regift, so they only keep it 13,500 in their pocket. But you get them in the door for free with the guarantee that they can bring 2 people. That 2 people, if everybody does it, and does it successfully, we ain't gonna say if, because we ain't gonna interject doubt. When everybody does it, you're going to have 21 people to get 42 people, and you will have a 7 people of surplus, and you will have people waiting in line to get on your particular flowers and your downline flowers. Did I miss anything, Pam?
No, sir. I couldn't have said it any better.
So I would like to end it with my portion and say, hey, family, this sister in the community, she asks a beautiful question. What is your why? My why is this. I am in love with the Blessing Group. We started off strong for a week, for a month and a week with 100% payout. We have had people invite people on the latter end who didn't do their jobs that affected us all, so we're in a restructuring. I am in love with the Blessing Group. I am in love with the community. This is a method for not me chasing $63,000. This is a method for me to go ahead and our core 7, who already agreed, getting this money to help rebuild our process. And even if that process is a couple things, some of our family members that didn't do their job, some of our family members, the people we got to see at Thanksgiving and all that stuff that didn't do their job, so it won't cause no animosity at the at family gatherings. Here, man, take your $500. This ain't for you. When it's ready for you to come back in, bring 2 people. You welcome to come back in. We're not refunding everybody. That's just some of our close family people because everybody we explained the process. Secondly, we want to be able to offer sponsorships in our blessing group, right? Um, that's another reason why. Because the blessing group creates your residual income. But the third reason is we want to help our friends while we helping ourselves. So my buddy, Coach Barry, he has a $14,000 board. It's more appealing to me to take 10 people from the blessing group over to Barry's group who got $63,000. They not panicking over their $2,000, but they helping fuel the fire. At the same time, they earning money, but they helping somebody else in the community that's doing great things like we are. So now you're increasing your income. And I will say this lastly, family. You all know how I feel about this. I'm a study of history. I'm a study of trends, and I'm a study of spirituality. This pandemic didn't happen by happenstance. God sat us down and let us know that we can't depend on nobody but ourselves and Him. We can't depend on this government. We can't depend on no job. People are losing their jobs at a rapid rate. Automation is taking people jobs. Illness and death is taking people jobs. So at the end of the day, we have is each other. Let's come together, let's bond together, and let's make it happen. We become our own 401k plans, we become our own pension boards. I was a member of the pension board. And I watched. The pension board is the biggest susu in the world. And let me show you they two people, the current employees. So if the employment rate goes down, the pension board suffers, and those who are retired start to suffer, and the future retired start to suffer because there's nothing to back it. We are our own pension board, and we create residual income. And this is why the blessing group is so important to me, is because not just no $4,000 once, $4,000 a month, and we got other ways to show you how to increase that. That's my why. It's very personal. I'm very passionate about it, and we are going to be the victor. And let me let you all know something on the latter end who experienced some stuff. Every Fortune 500 company, and we're not a company, we're not a business, but every Fortune 500 company experienced some hiccups before they got into the smooth sailing. Most of our groups ain't 2 months old. We new to this concept, so the hiccups was expected. Now we address it by being responsible as a community. We fix it, and now we got the smooth sailing.
Well said.
Yeah, yeah, that was cool.
Yes,
Yeah,
Mike, I agree.
yeah. Now, I told you, Mike, I said that at my job when I watched your video. I was you for like a couple of hours. I'm on my way to work now, driving.
Yes, sir.
So true, man. So true.
So Pam, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
You have any closing remarks before we shut it down? Now, I want to say this, y'all. Please pay attention to the group that you invited to. We're not going to be doing a whole lot of dinging, 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 dinging. This is for the serious people. However, when we do put something in there, it's vital, especially when we invite you to a Zoom call. Pay attention. We don't expect for you all to get everything that we said in this one meeting. Continue to come through and watch it, and invite your people because you want them to be educated as much as you are during this whole process. And the more people are educated, the more they feel secure. Lastly, for those who don't have $500, we have programs that can get you your $500 and teach you about the community concept at the same time. Let us know so we can put you in those programs, because everything with this 63,000 is to feed all of our feeder programs, the Fuel the Fire, the Blessings, the Get Money Crew, everything. We got some people in the Supreme Gifting Group.
The
Everything is
Millionaires Club. Don't
the
forget about the
million
Millionaires Club.
the Millionaires Club. All you got a lot of people collaborating together to make this happen. And with that collaboration, we would not be unsuccessful. So believe in yourself, believe in your teammates, and lastly, if you do not have a core 7, this is why I put all the names in the feed. Starting to get to know each other, because your core 7 can come within the group. Start communicating with each other. Hey, such and such, are you attached to somebody core 7? No, you're not. Let's get together and me and you collaborate and be a part of each other, core 7. This is why I put the group together. And this is why I ask all of you all to invite your people. Now, your people ain't going to go nowhere if they part of your core 7. They'll say, thank you, but no thank you. I'm already part of somebody else's core 7. But we are still in the same community. So whatever the help I can do to help you out, I will offer that. But I am a part of somebody else's core 7. But there are some people who are not a part of somebody's core 7. Y'all make acquaintance with one another and you formulate that core 7. Go ahead, Pam, Alpha. I'm done.
Okay, yeah. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know After this meeting, I am going to pin a Google document. Basically, this document is a commitment form. On that commitment form, you're going to put your information on there. It is very important that you write down, I'm sorry, that you put on there who invited you to the group. You want to make sure you know what color you are in the group because you'll need to put that down. And then the most important thing is to make sure that the way that you get your money is listed. So you can have Venmo, you can have Cash App, you can have PayPal, you can have Zales. You want to make sure that you have the name correct, you have it spelled correct, because that is the information that they're going to put out there. So what's going to happen on either Saturday evening or early Sunday morning, there will be a list that is formed. On that list, it's going to tell you who's going to pay you. Now, I also want you to keep in mind that whoever pays you, you'll have 8 people paying you. Whoever pays you, those are the individuals that will pay you every week. For 3 weeks, you'll have the same people paying you,
Gift,
and you
gift,
will pay
gift,
this.
gift.
Yes, thank you for that. Gift. You'll have the same person gifting you every 7 day, every week. You'll have the same person gifting you, and you'll gift the same person. So you want to fill that form out and get it sent back in, because that's how we give out your pay information, your gift information. Yeah. If you don't have that filled out, they won't know where to send your gift to. So it's very important to do that. I'm going to pin it at the top of the form. So as soon as you click on, you'll see it at the top. You look over to the left and you just click it and you fill that form out. And when you're finished, you just hit done and it's going to go to the appropriate individual so that when it's time to be gifted, your information is passed on and it's correct.
And Pam said something to me earlier today that as soon as she said it while we was talking, it happened. I invited you all to that group, some of you all to that group, the 63K, and this is the group you can't write anything in it, but it's to show you how many people in this country is involved in it and how many people are currently online and all that stuff. So it's a moving mechanism. However, she said you got to be careful because some of those people try to steal people from other groups. We got a group that's full of integrity, so we ain't doing none of that. But they had 3 people approached me since you said that from that group and said, "Do you have a particular flower or group that you are attached to? If not, you can come. You can come join my group." That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
dirty. That's
I
dirty
got
smashing
approached
and slow
too,
jam.
Mike. I got approached too.
And
I
I
got
think
approached
it's
five
sad. I
times.
think it's sad because, we invite you guys to all groups so that you can see the activity that is going on. You can see where people have been gifted out. You can see how many people have reached their 63K. You can see where a board has stalled. You get a chance to see all of that. And so that's the purpose of inviting you to the other groups, as well as picking up on when the next Zoom call is going to be so that you can join in and learn, because the more Zoom calls you get on, the more information you obtain. I've seen about 6 Zoom calls, and every time they come on, I log on because I get new information every time. I pick up on something new every time I watch it. So I strongly suggest that when you invite someone to the group, you invite them to this group and this group only versus inviting them to this group and other ones. It shouldn't be this way, but it is. So stick to our group. We want this community to get as big as it possibly can. And so we don't want to have any foul plays in this. We want to stick to what the rules are. We don't go back and forth on boards. When you're on one board, you want to stick to that board. You want to tough it out. You want to make sure that you're there to help those individuals. You want to check in. You want to see if anybody's having any problems. Hey, are you in it? Are you good? Haven't heard from you in a while. Is everything okay? Check on your people. This is a community. Just like where you live, it's a community. You want to check on your people. You know who you see every day. And if you don't see an individual, you're wondering, hey, what happened to them? So there's nothing wrong with DMing them saying, hey, is everything okay? I haven't seen you in a group in a while, you know? Check on your people.
Currently, we have 87 people inside of our intimate group by itself. If all 87 people brought in 2 people, that's 194 people. If and then if you do that number, so don't let numbers be intimidating because as quick as it grows, as quick as it can grow, it will grow with our numbers as well. As long as all of us grown folks who are responsible and understand group economics and then understanding longevity, as long as you invite those type of people that's like-minded into the group, we would definitely be successful. We would not have these hiccups, and even if we do have hiccups, we got solution-oriented people in our group. But we're going to forecast. We already experienced our hiccups in our other groups, so we learn from them, and we're not going to make the same mistakes. So don't invite your 3-month-old baby who ain't got everybody in a toddler room and ain't got $500. That's their peer group. Don't invite them. You invite grown folks. If you got grown kids, you tell your grown kids, I love you to death, baby, but if you ain't got 2 people, this ain't for you right now.
That's
Alpha,
right.
Shiva, Pam.
Mhm.
That's about it. You said y'all done said everything need to be said.
Mike, I will say I
So,
like to see the smile on your face. That means something is right.
Amen. Yes.
He got a smile on his face, so I know something is right when he's smiling like
And he
that.
not rubbing that head. He's not rubbing
Yeah,
his
he
head.
ain't rubbing his head, so that do make me feel better.
Well, look, brothers,
it's
I'm
a
gonna tell
good
y'all
feeling when you're in a good community, you know?
it is, and I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. When I got introduced to this concept, I went to the courthouse and I eloped. I married this concept because man, this concept right here will absolutely save the boards that we hold dear to us. Everybody in here got a board that they hold dear to them, and that's why they joined on to it. And guess what? Most of the people that's in here didn't give up. This is why I invited some of the people that I invited, Pam, they
Hmm.
didn't give they didn't get all their 2 people in our own group, but they were committed. They still regifted even though they failed their group. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get their money. I invited them to so they can get their money on a different level, but now they got to kick in and get their 2 people. They got to kick in, but they still was committed. So why not give that opportunity to a person who's still trying, who's still dedicated, and who still believe in the process? So this is why
That's
I'm
right.
smiling, y'all, because this 63K ain't from my pocket. It's long. I'm thinking long term. I'm gonna spend a good 10,000 of that rebuilding the blessing community from my own pocket, and I'm gonna help my buddy in his community, um, in all the different communities that's merging with us. I'm going after y'all. Do what y'all want to do. I'm going after my preacher friends who I've been there for years. Hey, family, I've been there for years. This is something that's not only going to help the community, but it's going to help you personally. I'm going after the people that got a good following, and so that we can have good partnerships even after we completed our flowers. We're bringing in different people that we can go ahead and merge with and have grand partnerships. So yeah, I'm smiling. I ain't that stressed out. Yeah, we ain't fixed the blessing group all together right now, but let me let y'all know something. We got some powerful people in the blessing group that has stepped up, paged and figured out how to do our own flowers. Her mama is willing to help us. Deborah is willing to help us. So and Shiva's already doing her own flowers. She kicked it off, and now she started a competition. So I ain't gonna let my best buddy outdo
Ain't
me.
no
Hell to the
competition,
fuck.
sweetheart.
Hell to the no. I got me a team. You only got 2 people that's doing the
All
flowers
I
with you. I
need is
got
me,
4.
sweetheart, and my brother and my sister, and we are on.
We make friendly jokes, but that's my ride or die right there. So whatever we come up with, we share it, and we are competitive, but we competitive in a good way because we don't want to see the other one fail. So we use that competitive nature to push each other through.
True.
So Robert, don't worry, brother. We got you. We figuring it out right now. We ain't got all the answers, but we in the path of answers. So everybody that's worried, don't worry no more. Don't bring that worry to this board. Bring confidence, belief, and bring Pam's account. We're gonna look at her account every day. Hey, if she can do it, I can do it.
That's right.
I appreciate
That's
that,
right.
and I'm I'm gonna work with you guys on this. So let's see what we can do.
Sounds good to me. I'm going back in just as soon as I'm clear to go back in. And I'm going to bring
I
my
know that's
same
right.
group with me. I'm bringing my same group.
So this is real, y'all. I want to thank Pam for coming through. And like she
You
said,
are welcome.
after you get your first taste of it, and you already know you built a team, your team just follow you. Now with 3 to 5 months, you didn't get made 124,000. Come on, man. Most people ain't getting that in a year, and then they got to go through all type of hurdles and kissing bosses' butts and all this stuff to maintain a job that they hate and all this stuff. No, the job right now is building the community, and the job and the reward is getting paid $124,000. And then guess what? We gonna definitely rebuild our community if everybody got 124,000. So it don't make no difference to me because Alpha is number one. And guess what? It ain't by accident that Alpha is the first one in. Alpha, like the numerical sequence in Greek, is first. It's number one. Alpha is one. But when we get to Omega, we got to make sure Omega gets paid. And when you got a group of people walking around you with $63,000, your core group of people you hang with is going to change. You don't want to be around doubters. You don't want to be around negative people who always got something to complain about but don't do nothing. I want to be around doers, absolute doers. And then we all can put up $5,000 a piece to go into a group economics and start buying real estate. You got that, Tasha?
And I'm glad you called on me, Mike. You must knew I had something to say. I got a question though. I'm serious. I got a question.
Go ahead.
How I know this drastically changes our tax bracket. So how does that go? I know with the $500 susu that we can't re-gift for like maybe 2 months. So how would this change the dynamics? Is that 3 to 4 week or that 2 to 3 week gap that we, set out? Is that kind of like the same way we would do it in this group as well?
Tasha,
Yes.
Tasha, I believe it's 6 weeks that you can they will invite you back in. Correct me if I'm wrong, Pam. I believe it's 6 weeks after you finish that they'll let you back in. They'll invite
Yeah,
everybody in
it's,
after 6 weeks.
I've heard 3 to 4 weeks. I've heard 6 weeks. So, yes. hmm Somewhere in
But,
So,
between there.
even with
so
that
it,
though, Tasha, when you get back in, all you gotta do is reshuffle it a little bit so the same people ain't paying the same person. You just got your core seven, you just change the dynamics. So in your core seven, where I was paying alpha, now I'm paying Shiva. You know what I'm saying? You
just have
reshuffle who you pay. Oh, sorry, who you gift.
okay, okay, okay. I'm just trying to learn because it's a way higher tax bracket. So I definitely would want to know the ins and outs on that, just so we don't run into an issue, when it's time to file taxes or whatever the case may be. But okay, I get it. And as y'all learn, y'all continue to share. Let me know. But I'm definitely in. That,
Great,
that's it.
I got a
great.
question. I got a
Uh-huh.
question. Okay, so I thought, I mean, this is referring back to what she was just asking about the tax bracket. Is it true? I mean, from my understanding, as long as you're not being gifted $15,000 by the same person, is that still valid? Because if that's the case, you're not getting all that money from one person, right?
Correct.
So
And
you
and
don't have,
here's the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I don't work for the IRS, and I don't want to say that that is 100% for sure, but my understanding is just as you said, you can get up to $15,000 a year. However, if it's not from the same person, then it's okay. And no one person within this susu will be,
It's
or this
gifted.
flower will be gifting you um, more than $10,000. So you're going to
Right.
be fine.
Right.
But you
So you used to
definitely
be
want
able
to
to
go on
do
the IRS website
right,
So,
because I thought it was within a month. It's not within a month, so it's for the year.
it's for
Because
the
it's
that's what
year.
I
for
was
the
thinking.
year.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's for the
gotcha.
year, but check this out. The first person that you gift, you're gonna gift them $500, right? When you re-gift, you re-gifting them $2,500. So now you at $3,000. Your
Mm-hmm.
last re-gift is $6,000.
So that's not
So
something.
that's $9,000.
Right.
So you're not in a tax bracket with that one person. You're not in the danger of the 15,000 with that one person. But if you go through it again, because it's within a year, if you go through it again with that same person, then now you're in danger of going over that $15,000, and that's when you reshuffle it. You keep your core seven, you just mix them up a little bit.
That's smart. Okay. Thank you.
For the blessing group, just a reminder, Thursday is our regular day. Please have your new people on. Um, the reason why there was a delay, family, is because they upgraded my system and they did it at the inopportune time when we had a meeting. So now they upgraded my system so that I can do more with the Blue Jeans program. And so we're not going to have that problem no more. And I paid for the year, so we're not going to have a problem no more with the thing. But they did it. They were doing it while the meeting was supposed to be going on.
No worries. Mm.
All right, everyone, enjoy your night. Good talking to
Good
Good
you.
night,
night.
everybody. You too. Good night.
Thank you,
Good night.
everybody. You too.
You're so welcome. Have a wonderful one.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.